Listen carefully. This is not a normal morning. God did not bring you here by accident. You are standing at the edge of something new, something powerful, something that will change the direction of your life. This morning, God is breaking a cycle that followed you for years. Not later, not someday, today. You have carried weight that was never meant to stay this long. You stayed strong when you wanted to rest. You stayed quiet when you wanted to scream. You waited for proof while still choosing faith. And God wants you to hear this clearly. You were not delayed. You were protected. What didn't happen before would have broken you then. What didn't open before would have distracted you then. So God held it back, not to punish you, but to prepare you. This morning, heaven is moving in your direction. Old doors are losing power. Old patterns are weakening. Old limits are being removed. But understand this: if you turn away now, the old cycle will try to speak again. It will remind you of fear. It will remind you of disappointment. It will try to convince you nothing ever changes. Do not listen, because God is doing a new thing in your life. Not something small, not something temporary, something that will require a new level of trust, strength, and obedience. Pray with me. God, I am here. I release the past. I release the weight. I release the version of me that survived but never lived. If you are doing something new in my life, I receive it. If you are closing doors, I trust you. If you are opening doors, I will walk through them without fear. Give me clarity where there was confusion. Give me courage where there was hesitation. Give me peace where anxiety tried to live. I choose faith over fear. I choose obedience over comfort. I choose your timing over my understanding. Today, I step out of waiting and into alignment. Today, I let go of what no longer belongs to me. Today, I believe again. God, lead me, cover me, strengthen me. I trust you with what's next. You may not feel it yet, but something has already changed. Not around you, within the unseen. What looks the same on the outside is being rearranged underneath. God is working in places you cannot access. He is moving in silence, in precision, in perfect timing. What feels like stillness is not stagnation. What feels like delay is not denial. There are doors you begged to open that God gently closed. Not to hurt you, not to withhold from you, but to protect what He placed inside you. Some paths looked right, but would have cost you your peace. Some opportunities felt urgent, but would have drained your purpose. So God redirected you, not away from blessing, but toward the right one. The truth is simple and strong. The old version of you cannot enter the new blessing. What God is preparing requires deeper faith, clearer vision, stronger boundaries, a heart that no longer panics when things go quiet. If God answered your old prayers too early, they would have broken you. You were asking with good intentions, but limited capacity. You wanted the outcome without the preparation, the promise without the process. So God waited. He waited while you learned endurance. He waited while you learned discernment. He waited while your faith matured beyond desperation. You thought nothing was happening, but God was strengthening your hands so you could hold what's coming. He was widening your heart so you could manage the responsibility. He was sharpening your spirit so you would not lose direction once the door opened. This season has not been wasted. Every unanswered question trained you to trust. Every closed door taught you boundaries. Every lonely stretch taught you dependence on God, not people. And now, the shift has begun. God is removing what looked good but was never right. He is pulling distractions out of your focus. He is exposing false peace. the kind that settles instead of grows. What he replaces it with is better. Clear direction instead of confusion. Courage instead of hesitation. Peace that doesn't collapse under pressure. This is the kind of shift that doesn't announce itself. It doesn't come with noise or applause. It comes with clarity, with a quiet knowing, with strength where fear used to live. You will notice it in how you respond instead of react, in how certain temptations no longer pull you, in how you stop explaining yourself to people who don't understand your calling. God is aligning you. What once drained you will no longer have access. What once delayed you will no longer confuse you. What once intimidated you will no longer control you. This is not the end of the struggle. It is the end of confusion. You may still walk through challenges, but not blindly. You may still face resistance, but not alone. God is guiding your steps with precision now. Even when the breakthrough comes quietly, it will be complete. Even when it arrives suddenly, you will be ready, because preparation has already done its work. Trust this season. Trust what you cannot see yet. Trust the God who never moves late. What is coming will make sense of everything that didn't. And when it does, you will realize the waiting didn't weaken you. It positioned you. This is the part most people miss. Not because it isn't important, but because it doesn't look the way they expect. When God moves, He doesn't always warn you. He doesn't always explain Himself. He doesn't always give you time to feel ready. He moves suddenly. One unexpected phone call, one message you didn't see coming, one opportunity that interrupts your routine, one decision that changes your direction. And in a single moment, everything shifts. This is how God works. Not slow when you are finally ready, but fast when the timing is right. The danger is not that God won't move. The danger is hesitation when He does. Fear will try to speak first. It will remind you of what went wrong before. It will bring up past failures, old disappointments, missed chances. It will whisper, "Wait." It will suggest, "Not now." It will convince you to delay just a little longer. But moments from God do not stay open forever. Windows of favor open quickly and close quietly. Not to punish you, but to see if you trust Him more than your fear. This blessing does not require perfect conditions. It requires bold faith. If you wait until everything feels safe, you will miss it. If you wait until you feel confident, you will hesitate. If you wait until all your questions are answered, the moment will pass. God does not move when you are comfortable. He moves when you are called. That is why discernment matters now more than ever. You must recognize His voice in unfamiliar situations. You must sense His direction, even when it challenges your logic. You must be willing to step forward before you feel ready, because readiness comes after obedience, not before it. God is training you to respond, not overthink, to trust, not analyze, to move, not stall. There will be no loud announcement when this moment arrives, no warning sign, no countdown, just an opportunity that feels bigger than you, a decision that feels risky, a door that opens faster than expected. And in that moment, fear will test you. It will ask, "What if this fails?" Faith will ask, "What if this is God?" You cannot answer both. This is why prayer matters now, not for comfort, but for clarity, not for ease, but for courage. Ask God to sharpen your discernment. Ask Him to make His voice unmistakable. Ask Him to quiet every distraction that sounds urgent but is not divine. Ask Him for courage that moves before fear settles in, strength that steps forward while your hands still shake, confidence that comes from trust, not certainty. God does not require you to be fearless. He requires you to be willing. Willing to move when He says, move. Willing to speak when He says, speak. Willing to act when everything inside you wants to wait. This is the moment where obedience matters more than understanding. And here is what many people don't realize. When God steps in for you, it won't just change your life. It will shock the people who doubted you, the ones who underestimated your faith, the ones who assumed you were finished, the ones who thought nothing would ever change for you. They will not understand how it happened so fast. They will not see the years of preparation. They will not recognize the silent strength God built in you. They will only see the result. And you will know it wasn't luck, it wasn't timing, it wasn't coincidence, it was God. So stay alert, stay prayerful, stay ready to move. Because when God steps in, He does not wait for hesitation to catch up. He moves suddenly. This morning draws a clear line in your life. What was behind you no longer has permission to follow you forward. No more going back to old habits. No more settling for what barely works. No more surviving when you were created to live with purpose. Today, you step into alignment. Alignment with God's timing. Alignment with God's will. Alignment with the strength He placed inside you. Favor is no longer something you chase. It meets you where you walk. Authority is no longer something you question. It settles into your voice, your decisions, your presence. What was blocked is beginning to open. Not slowly, clearly. What confused you for so long is losing its power. Answers are forming. Direction is sharpening. What felt delayed is accelerating because the season has shifted. You are not starting over empty-handed. You are starting again with wisdom, with discernment, with strength earned through endurance. This new beginning is not emotional, it is intentional, not fragile, but firm, not temporary, but established. Pray this with certainty. God, I receive the new thing you promised. Not halfway, not cautiously, fully. I release the old version of myself, the one shaped by fear, doubt, and disappointment. I let go of who I had to be to survive. I step into who you created me to become. I walk forward without fear controlling my steps, without regret pulling me backward, without doubt weakening my faith. I choose obedience over comfort, truth over familiarity, faith over what I can see. Strength rises in me now, peace settles in me now, clarity surrounds me now. What once overwhelmed me no longer defines me. What once limited me no longer leads me. What once delayed me no longer decides my future. God, order my steps, protect my mind, cover my life. Let my decisions reflect wisdom. Let my actions reflect courage. Let my life reflect your hand. I declare that this day carries purpose, that this morning carries direction, that this season carries change. I will not shrink back. I will not second-guess what you have confirmed. I will not return to what you delivered me from. This beginning is sealed, not by emotion, but by faith, not by words alone, but by obedience. Let my life be living proof that you still do miracles. Miracles that don't need an audience. Miracles that don't need noise. Miracles that begin quietly and change everything. Before the day even unfolds, I trust you. Before the answers appear, I follow you. Before the results show, I praise you. This is not just another morning. This is a turning point. What starts today will carry forward. What is activated now will not be reversed. What you have sealed cannot be undone. I step into this new beginning with confidence, with humility, with faith. Amen.